Shalom, the water wa barakatham Yahweh Shemel Shah, Bashem Hakudash. Double honors to my leaders, the apostles, the great millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother Lakamar back again, doing the will of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Lord willing, this lesson be edifying to the sheep. I want to go into the word duality. Let's get straight to it. This is Oxford Language's definition for the word duality. It reads, the quality or condition of being dual. Dual means two or double. Definition 2, an instant of opposition or contrast between two concepts or two aspects of something. A dualism, right? Some similar words you see: doubleness, dualism, duplexity, ambivalence, dichotomy, polarity, separation, opposition, difference. So basically, the word duality means an opposition, a difference between two things, a contrast, which also means difference between two concepts or two aspects of something. And we know that Yahweh Shemel Shah, he deals with duality. Now I'm going to go straight into the scriptures. First, let's see. I'm start off in Ecclesiastes. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. And it reads, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So there's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens, which is here on earth. Reading on, a time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. So you see the duality in this. The opposite of being born is to die. The opposite to plant is to pluck up. Reading on, a time to kill and a time to heal. There goes the duality. The opposition of kill is to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. This is also a duality, right? A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time of love and a time of hate. A time of war and a time of peace. And currently, we're in the time of war, right? But the point of me reading these verses shows you the duality, right? The opposite of peace is war. The opposite of hate is love, right? The opposite of speak is silence, right? Vice versa. You read on, the opposite of laugh is to mourn. Or to weep, the opposite of mourn is to dance. All right, so Yahweh Shemel Shah, he deals with duality. And to prove that, let's go to the book of Ecclesiastes. Chapter 33. Get straight to the point. This Ecclesiastes chapter 33, verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. You see the duality, right? The opposite of good is evil. The opposite of life is death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So there's the duality, right? The opposite of being godly is to be a sinner. The opposite of being a sinner is to be godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. So these are the works of Yahweh Shemel Shah, the God of Israel, right? So look upon all the works of the Most High. This is his works. There are two and two, one against another. That's the opposition. That's the difference, the duality, right? This is why it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of Yahweh Shemel Shah, because he have the power of both sides, good and evil, life and death. Since I brought that out, let's get Deuteronomy. Chapter 32, verse 39. It reads, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me, right? This is why the Heavenly Father, one of his titles is the Most High, right? There's no other God with the Heavenly Father, right? There's no other God beside him, right? There's no other God before him or above him. Reading on, I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Right? So the Heavenly Father, he kills and he also make alive. He wound and he also heal. Once again, this is why it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Right? You playing with a powerful deity, right? This is why we must fear Yahweh Shemel Shah, because he is in control of everything, right? He's in control of death and life. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hands. So no one could deliver us out of the hands of Yahweh Shemel Shah. He is the deliverer, right? This shows you that he is very powerful. It's Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7. It reads, I form the light and create darkness. So Yahweh Shemel Shah, he's speaking through the prophet Isaiah. He said, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. So Yahweh Shemel Shah, he formed the light. He created darkness. He make peace and he also create evil. This is duality, right? You see the difference. He controlling two oppositions, all right? I, the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah, do all these things, all right? So it's Yahweh Shemel Shah that's doing all these things. You got people in the churches that believe that Satan is doing all the evil. But little do they know that it's Yahweh Shemel Shah, right? He uses Satan as a pawn to do his will, but it's the Lord, it's the Most High that do all these things. Right? This is why the scriptures tell you, what's that? Psalm 17:13. Deliver us from the hand of the wicked, which is thy sword. Right? Who is the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Right? He is the Lord's sword. Right? The Most High uses Esau, Edom, right, to punish us. This is why we're in the hand of this devil now. Right? But in the near future, Lord willing, with the elect, he's going to deliver us out of the hand of Esau, Edom, right? And he's going to use Esau, Edom to punish 2/3 of the nation of Israel, right? For their disobedience, right? For not turning back to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Because Esau, Edom is about to come down with great wrath because his time is almost up. His rulership is about to be over. But the point is that Yahweh Shemel Shah is in control of all things. He's omnipotent. He's all-powerful. This is why Yahweh Shemel Shah must be feared. Let's go back to Ecclesiastes chapter 11. In verse 14, prosperity and adversity. What's prosperity? Wealth, riches. Adversity, the opposition of prosperity is adversity, which is difficulties, hardships, right? Trials and tribulations. Life and death, we broke that down already. Poverty and riches come of the Lord, right? The word poverty means what? State of being poor, basically, right? So poverty and riches come from Yahweh by Hashem Shah. So prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Shah. Let's go to 2 Samuel, I believe. No, 1 Samuel, 2nd chapter. It's 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6, and it reads, The Lord Yahweh Hashem shall kill it and make it alive. He bring it down to the grave and bring it up. There's the duality. Yahweh Hashem Shah, he's in control of life and death, right? He's in control of bringing one up and bringing down someone, all right? The Lord Yahweh Hashem Shah make it the poor and make it rich. So it's Yahweh Hashem Shah that put you in that poor state. It's Yahweh Hashem Shah that bless you with wealth, right? He bring it low and lift it up, right? So the Lord, he humbles and he exalts. He raises up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth all Yahweh Hashem Shah, and he has set the world upon them. So this is what Yahweh Hashem Shah is about to do to the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, right? He's about to bring us, Lord willing, with the elect out of that poor condition, right? Because right now we're at the bottom, we're at the tail, and we got the heathens ahead of us, right? This is why, what's that? Let's get it real quick. Ecclesiastes 10. In verse 7, I have seen servants upon horses, who are the servants, the heathen, right now Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Horses are symbolic to power. And princes walking as servants upon the earth, who are the princes? Yashala, he prince of power, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Latinos, and Native Americans. We are servants, we're slaves, right, upon the earth right now due to our disobedience, right, breaking the Lord's statutes, commandments of our power, Yahweh Hashem Shah. But it says, let's go back, 1 Samuel 2, verse 8, he raised up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes, to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillar of the earth are the Lord Yahweh Hashem Shah, and he has set the world upon him. This is what the Lord is about to do. He's about to exhort his nation, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel. He's going to take these heathens out of power, and they're going to serve us in our kingdom. And our kingdom is going to be an everlasting dominion. Thus say Yahweh Hashem Shah. But I'm in here, Lord willing. This is edifying to the elect. With that being said, Shalom.